how much road do you get to interpret a character?
Depends. Depends on the project. Some projects have really intense technical requirements, like BioWare's projects, especially, things where like Star Wars, The Old Republic online game, or Mass Effect, for example, you have multiple people playing the player role. So you have to adhere to the punctuation, not just to the letter, because if you start making stuff up and interpreting, they've got, anywhere from 2 to 6 other people who've got to do this, and you're going to mess them up on the other side. On the other hand, you take something like BioShock Infinite, where we got to, Oliver and I, Oliver plays Robert Lutece, and I was Rosalind Lutece, and we got to record together, and we got to improvise, we got to play, we would do one as written, and then Ken Levine would say, what do you want to do? Let's play. And row, row, row your boat. It was really, really fun.
I couldn't have you on the show without obviously talking about Mass Effect. Working with...
Sorry, what is that? I don't know that game.
I think everyone... Do we know what Mass Effect is? Yeah, no, we did. Okay. I think it's safe to say. When you're doing a character like Commander Shepard, I think it's one of the first characters where you have identical lines for a male version of a character and a female version of a character. Did you ever feel like not jealousy, but like a sense of ownership over that character? Or was it sort of a very collaborative process working alongside Mark and doing the same role?
Mass Effect came out of BioWare at Edmonton. It's a Canadian company. And I don't know that people realize how much the Canadian culture informs both the game itself, the writing, and the way it was produced, and the production process of the whole thing. Collaborative all the way. I mean, in the beginning, when we did Mass Effect 1, if Mark had already recorded, they would send down to LA where I was Mark's lines so I could hear the timing of them. So I could match timing and make sure intent was in the same ballpark, and I would generally do an ABC in that first one. That's what we call multiple takes of the same line. I do the line exactly in the rhythm and the tone of what I heard. And then I would follow it up with my own kind of freedom within that tone. And then I would do a third one that was just my interpretation within that timing. Yeah. And then they would pick what they wanted.
So you're giving the choice to the devs. Okay, that's interesting. What would be one of your favorite lines, or some of your favorite lines from some of the many, many characters you've played over the years?
Oh, good Lord.
I'm sure you've been asked this a million times.
Oh my God. Okay, this can be very loud. I'll move my microphone. I want to be a Powerpuff Girl, but Daddy said I couldn't. Princess Marbucks, because she's such a brat. I love the classic Shepard line, tell your friends we're coming for them. I love that. Oh, there's so many. My gosh. Cinderella. Do animals talk to you too? From Wreck-It Ralph. It was so funny.
It's amazing, like you're a chameleon in terms of your voice, because I think in one interview I read, or an article I read about you, said that, and it meant this in the nicest way, you're untraceable, in that you could be many, many different people and wear many different faces. Why do you think you have this sort of ability to shapeshift between different characters?
It's just time and training. And that's the unfancy answer. There are lots of esoteric reasons why. I'm one of those introvert extroverts. Like I can be out with people all day, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I'm all done humans. I have to go, so I can walk through a crowd and disappear because I'm just done. I like my privacy. And if I had done as many on-camera roles as I have voiceover roles, I could go nowhere in peace. Everybody would be like, hey, and I'd be like, oh God, I have to be social right now.
So it gives you the ability to sort of, just go about your life, have your life as well as your career.
Yeah, it's wonderful. There was an article that Tom Bissell is an absolutely brilliant writer, and he's been a journalist as well for many years. He wrote a piece in the New Yorker about me and my work. Oh my God. But the original title of that article was meant to be The Invisible Girl, and it appeared in one of his anthologies of interviews as that. And I kind of love that. I love the ability to disappear, because then I'm less likely to be put in a box.
Yeah.
Like I love that I can have Rivet sitting next to Shepard, sitting next to Princess Morbugs, sitting next to Ash, whoever. Like I love that I get to have that level of freedom. Freedom is everything to me.
Is that the same journalist who made you play Mass Effect for the first time?
Yes. Tom.
What was that like?
It was miserable. I'm horrible at it. Oh my God.
Did you go Paragon or Renegade?
I just tried to get through the room.
Right.
It took me an hour just to get down a hallway. Are you kidding me? I'm so bad at it. I never developed the ability to play, for one thing. And for another, when we record, I'll get a certain level of detail about a line, but we don't have all day. I have like that long for them to give me context. I do a line like 2, maybe 4 times. I mean, okay, maybe if we're really noodling it, it's like 6 or 7 times. And then it goes to market. So there's a lot of context and nuance I don't know. So when I played that game, I was like, oh my God, I just want to re-record everything. If I knew that, I would have done it just a little differently. It drove me nuts.
I'm going to ask you something that you've been asked a million times, I'm sure.
Oh, Tom.
But if I was to tell you that that's your camera, and if I was to tell you that they had podcasts on the Citadel, what would Commander Shepard say?
I'm Commander Shepard, and Ready, Aim, Fire is my favorite podcast on the Citadel. Now, I should go.